Hi, this is a Git basis to the repository, and today we're going to talk about steps. You can step on the chain, save them in a temporary file, and then you can go ahead to do whatever you like to do and come back to the chain later on. You still remember that in the Git there are three areas: working area, staging area, and the repository area. You only can do the step in the working area and the staging area. You cannot step after you commit the chain to the repository. And in the working area, you cannot step the unthreaded file. It means when you create a new file, you cannot step the chain for create a new file. You need to add the chain to the staging area first before you can step the chain to the temporary file. I will show you what it means later on. So let's create a folder and a local repository. And in the master branch, now let's create a file called index.html. Here you need to add this chain to the staging area first before you can stage the chain. To stage the chain, you can type step followed by the save, S-A-V-E, save, and followed by the title. I call it add index. And when you press enter, it will move it to the side. Actually, it's in the temporary file. You can check the list of the steps by typing the steps list, and it will list out all the steps for you. And let's create another file, so call it style.css, and I add this file to the staging area, and I commit the file to the local repository. So after that, we can bring back our stash. After the commit, to bring back the stash, we can use the apply. So you type stash apply followed by the stash ID, and it will bring back this chain back to the master branch. And you can see in the folder the index file has been returned back. But using this apply, the stash in the temporary file is still remain there. So we can type check out dash followed by this dot. So it means I will reset back this stash. So you can see if I press enter, the index file in the folder will disappear again. And now we can another command is called pop. So you type stash pop, it will also bring the stash back to the master branch, but it will also delete out the stash in the temporary file. After you delete out this temporary file from the delete the stash from the temporary file, you cannot reset back by using the checkout this one again. So let's go back again. So now let's create another stash. I will make another chain. Let's say I add this ABC into this star, and I stash this chain. I put this title add ABC. So now we have a two stash with a new ID. So after that, we can bring back the previous stash with the ID 0 by typing using apply and with the ID 0. So you can see the index has been put back into our master branch. So this is the way how you can switch over the chain, and you can type this apply again for ID 1, and you can bring this ID 1 back to you. So you can see inside this style file, the ABC content bring back for you. So that's how we are using the stash in the Git. You can drop the stash by using the ID. So you can type stash drop followed by the stash ID. So it will remove out this stash for you. Let's go back again. So now this time we can use this stash clear. Stash clear will clear out all. It will clear out all the stash in the temporary file. But remember that after you clear all the stash, it will remove all the chain from your temporary file, so you cannot no longer you can get them back again. Okay, now let me show you the actual demo in the terminal. So as before, we open out this project folder. Now this is the empty project folder. So I can right click and select this Git browse again, and to open out this terminal, we need to create this local repository by typing git init. So we create this local repository folder for us. So next we need to, as I said, we need to have this first initial commit first before we can do the steps. For example, now let me create a git ignore file. and I add this git enough file to the staging area. So let's check the status. So now you can see we have this added file in the staging area. So if we try to stage the chain, and let's give the title say added file. You can say you don't have this initial commit yet. So we must commit this the first chain first. So we type commit followed by this command. We can type added git enough. So now we have this first commit. So we can let's check by using this error, and you can see that we have this first commit with this ID. So now let's make another chain. So let me create the index file. As I say just now, we cannot state the unthreaded file. This is an unthreaded file with this two question mark here. So it means Git cannot thread the chain in this file yet. So if we state the chain, say added index, and you can see say no local chain to save, it cannot detect the chain. So we need to add the chain to the staging area first. And you can see already in the staging area. So now we can let me show you this error again. Now we still only have this one commit here. So if I stage this chain added index HTML, and you can see on this folder we still have this index.html in the folder. When I press enter, it will take away the file from our folder here, and now the index.html is in the temporary folder. So now let me check on the git log again. Now we have this temporary commit here. It's added index.html with this ID here, and you can see it's referred to this stash. So after we can stage out this chain, now we can make a new chain and commit as I showed you just now. So let's create a file called star.cs and add to the staging area. I didn't put the git in front of this because I already you see my last video. I show you how to create this browser IC file to store the setting. So in the future you don't need to type the git every time. You don't know, you can go back to see my previous video. So we can type the status .s, and you can see it's already in the staging area, and I commit this chain to the local repository. I said added star.cs file. So now let's check the log again. So now you can see now we have this added star in the commit to this ID 84CAD. So now I can bring this stats index.html, this chain in front of this. I can bring this in front of this. So let's try using this git stash apply followed by this stash ID. So to show the state ID, we need to you can type the stash followed by this list. So now we only have this one stash here. So this is the ID. We can copy this ID, and then we can type git stash apply follow and then paste this ID and press the enter. And you can see over here when I press enter, the index.html file will return back to the folder here, and set the chain to be commit. So let's go back to this error again, and because we haven't commit yet, now it's like type this status as is in the staging area. So we need to commit the chain. So we type commit and set added index.html. So now if I type this log again, you can see this added index.html commit is way in front of this added style.cs. So error here. These are the the style.cs commit, and this is the editor index.html commit. So this is the stash, and we haven't removed this stash because we use the upright. So you want to remove this one, you can use the POP port. So before that, let me create another stash. So for example, let's see, I can change the file. I use the echo. Say I add this ABC into this star.css. So if I open this star plot in the terminal, and you can see that, and now we had this ABC. Let's check the status. Now it's still in the working area. So I can because this is the let me stash, create a stash. Say add ABC into star. We still can now we can add a stash. You can see now we have two stashes here, 1, 0, and 1, and we can stash this chain in the working area because it's the chain of the content, it's not the unthreaded file. Let's check the error again, and now let's check the status. We have this stash. Now this stash is referred to here. We have two stashes, one and this one. And you can see on this file, the ABC has been removed away from this style.css file. If I type this give stash apply, and I copy this ID and paste over here and press enter, and you can see the ABC is been returned back for us, but the modification is still in the working area. So the next thing I want to show you is let's go back. Let's check the stash again because it's still the same, and let's check this get stash list. The stash is still here. So for example, if you want to remove this stash, you can use this you can drop, or you can pop to call the stash and remove the stash from the temporary file, or you can use the drop to drop the unnecessary stash here, or you can clear all the stash. Let's try this drop first. Maybe I create another stash. For example, I create another file called star. Now I call the site.js file, and I add it to the staging area, and I stash set edit a site.js file. Can you see that it remove out this content from this style, and it also remove this site.js file from this folder, because both of them is it is chain and we haven't commit, so it will move both of them into this stash. I'll show you what's going on. So for example, now I type git. Let's check the stash list first. Now we have typo git stash list. And now we have 3 stacks, and this is the latest one. And actually inside here is not only this one added site, it's also contain this added ABC inside here. So for example, now I use this stash pop. I don't need to apply the ID. It will take the latest stash and bring back to our master branch. For example, now I press the enter key. You will see that the site.js file will bring back to this folder here, and ABC, the content of this one star.css will also bring back into it. So let's try enter, and you can see ABC and this site. So now let's check the status. So we still have this site.js and site.css. So after we commit this, so say edit site.js and modify the start. So after we commit this, and we check the error, and you can see there have been zero over here with this ID, and we still have this stash 2, 1, 2. Only 2 steps remain because we use the pop just now. So yeah, I check the stash list. You only remain a list of 2 over here. So you want to drop the stash. For example, I want to drop this stash here. I can type git stash drop followed by this ID. I can copy this ID and paste. And it also show you that the statement here is drop the step 1. So if I list out this step again, we only remain 1. And as I show you just now, you also can use this clear command. You will clear everything in the stash. Now it's empty inside this list. I think that's all for today. And for this stash, by using stash, you can change the sequence or your chains or your commit, or you can thrust over the chain between the branch. So thank you very much. So for the next video, I will show you how to do the undo. So please subscribe, and thank you.